Hello Gems, Leah from Red Emerald Yoga. Today we're here to talk about pain in the butt. So this is a special request from one of my viewers, and she said that she was having pain on her sits bones. So the way the pelvis works, there's like the pelvis, it's like a bowl, and the very bottom, those are your sits bones because you sit on them. So the first thing that we want to do before we do this series of exercises, we want to make sure that we rule out bursitis, a hamstring injury. So obviously the best thing to do would be to go to your doctor and get a diagnosis. If your doctor isn't sure, or if for whatever reason you're not going, there are a couple of quick ways that you can check it out for bursitis. If you get a cold pack and you put it on your sits bones and then you sit on it, right? Like, or you lay down and you have it there, that should relieve your discomfort within like very soon, like 35 to 45 seconds, maybe a couple of minutes. And if it does not relieve your discomfort, well, that may not be bursitis, okay? For hamstring injury, you can use a chair like this, or you can just, I'll do it both ways. So the first way would be just to put one foot up on a chair. You can bend your knee or you can keep it straight, whatever is most comfortable to you. And then you're just gonna give a little stretch. Now you can meet your pain, okay? But like if it hurts, just stop. Don't invite it over for dinner, okay? So just like if you stretch and it hurts, then that's probably a hamstring injury. You can just do like a forward bend, okay? Whatever works for you to rule it out. So if you do not have bursitis, if you do not have an injury, okay, so just ruling those out, then this workout is for you. So these are some of the things that you may use if you have them. We have an option for a chair. I'm also going to be doing modifications that don't use a chair. So we'll be using the wall or just nothing. If you have one of these balls, great. If not, it's not necessary. And I also have a couple blocks here. So you don't actually need all of that, but if you have it, please feel free to use it. So please join me. We're going to be standing up, center of your mat or the front, whatever, it doesn't matter. We're going to be standing in Tadasana, mountain pose. Now, a lot of people kind of overlook mountain pose, like, oh, that pose is so boring. There's really nothing to it. We're going to be really focusing on our alignment. I'm going to come in a little bit closer so you can think of, do I have a bowl here? No, but I have a coffee cup. Okay, so think of your pelvis like this coffee cup, right? This is my Kung Fu cup. So you have your pelvis. And if it tips too much forward, my coffee is going to spill out of the front. Okay, so that's like tipping too forward. If your pelvis tips too far backwards, it's going to spill out the back. So you get kind of this motion. So usually, not always, but usually, we can get this pain in the butt from sitting too much or from having our pelvis tipping forward. Now, the reason why that often happens is because the abdominal muscles are weak and so are the butt muscles. And so instead of pulling our pelvis where it needs to be, like the core being tight and the butt being tight and just kind of keeping it where it needs to be, we kind of get this motion. There can be other reasons why. I'm not saying it's only the reason, but it's often the reason. Okay, so we're going to be working on Tadasana, mountain pose, because it really focuses on proper alignment. So begin standing. You can have your feet together, or if you have a little bit of meat and it just doesn't feel good, then you can open your feet hip distance apart. And I mean like from the bony part, not the width of your thighs or your hips, okay? Just the little bones in the front. Okay, so your toes are in line with each other. And imagine that your foot is like a roller skate, okay? And there's two wheels in the front and there's two wheels in the back, okay? So we're gonna put the little brakes on. We're gonna gently rock forward and backward. And your toes are gonna act like little brakes, okay? So you just wanna find that little center in the middle to where you are just standing, and then drop. We're going to drop the pelvis so we have that good balance, like the coffee cup, right? We don't want to spill our good stuff out. And I don't know if you can do this or not, but you can like activate your feet like little suction cups. Like imagine your feet are little like tree frogs and you're sucking the mat up. You may or may not feel that. Okay. And we're going to activate the front of our legs. Activate your quads. Okay. Belly in. Drop the shoulder blades down and back so the heart lifts up. Okay. Like imagine there's like a flashlight here. We're going to shine that up. Shine our light out. And then our shoulders are down and back. And then your chin is just going to have like a little slight tuck to it. Okay. Imagine your hands are rooting down into the earth. You can spread your fingertips. I like to spread them. And just really stand here focusing on this alignment. We're going to stay here for approximately a minute. You can close your eyes if it feels good. Or you keep your eyes open. Now, it may not seem like much, but there was actually, I don't know who did this, but there was actually a guy who did a full yoga class, and it was only on Tadasana. And my yoga teacher, she was telling me about it, and she said by the end of the class, people were just shaking. They were just sweating and just experiencing muscular fatigue because as humans, we don't really worry so much about our proper alignment. And she said that, it was really eye-opening just to see how difficult it was to stand with proper alignment. Now, the way our bones are set up, they're set up like if we had proper alignment, our bones would just stack right on top of each other. But often, due to imbalances in the body, we overcompensate. And then that starts to pull our body out of alignment. So we're just going to stand here for a little bit. Okay, we are going to be bending and twisting during this exercise, so we're going to start to warm up. So feel free to open your eyes and start with a couple of shoulder rolls. And going the other way. Okay, let's do a couple of neck rolls. I'm turning, but you don't have to. Or you can. Feel free to follow along. Whatever feels good to you. Okay, reach your arms up. Press your palms, gaze up. Exhale, deep breath, cactus arms, really squeezing the back, the shoulder blades down, okay? Maintaining your proper pelvic alignment. One more time, reaching your arms up. And exhale, shoulder blades down. Sometimes as Americans, we tend to sit a lot. So like we do a lot of this, when we're sitting. And we kind of like hunch over, our desk and our computers. And so that's why we're really working like also on the shoulders and the upper back. Okay, one more time, reaching up. And one more time, cactus arms, really working on drawing the shoulder blades down and away from your ears. Okay, now we're going to, you can put your hands here or you can put one arm up in the air, whatever is comfortable for you in this moment. And we're going to just do a little reach up and over. If it feels good, you can look up underneath your elbow or at your fingertips. Remember to breathe. And inhale, come up and switch to the other side. And inhale, come up. Okay, we're gonna do arms up again. And we're going to cactus arms. And we're going to reach up again and twist. So that way we are reaching our fingertips to the front and back of the room. Look over your back, looking over your back shoulder, out into the back fingertips. Gaze following the back fingertips. Hold it and breathe. Inhale, arms up to center, and exhale, looking back over those back fingertips. We're switching sides now. One more time. Inhale, reach up and twist around. Right arm to the back of the room. Inhale, come up. Exhale, left arm to the back of the room. Inhale, come up, and cactus arms one more time. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start to activate some of our muscles. Okay, so we're gonna be really focusing on the core and the butt. So a lot of people, when they first think of core exercises, they think lying on the ground, doing sit-ups or crunches. And if you have sensitive or sore, inflamed sits bones, that's not going to feel good. So what we're going to start off with is some high knees, because this is kind of like a standing crunch. So we're going to start off, we're going to lift the left leg, put it down, lift the right leg, put it down. So touch your knees. So if that's difficult for you, you can lower your hands. But we're just going to take turns marching in place, lifting our knees. Probably didn't wear the best pants for this. Lifting our knees and touching our hands, okay? Going at your own pace. And then once you get the hang of it, I want you to put your fingers on your belly and see if you can feel those abdominal muscles being activated. Continuing to lift your knees. Okay, I'm turning, you don't have to, or feel free to follow along. But really pushing down and seeing if you can feel those muscles being activated in your core. Now, if you can't, that's totally okay. I assure you they're in there and they are doing their jobs. Okay, so we're gonna do this for a little bit longer. If you feel totally comfortable doing this and you wanna take it up a notch, you want a little bit more of a challenge, bring your elbows up and you can twist elbow to knee. Remember to breathe. Exhaling when you are touching the knee. A few more. And if you're here, or if you are here and you're not ready for the twisting elbow to knee, you can twist just opposite hand to opposite knee. Okay, good. Shake it out. Okay, so for the next one, please feel free, if your balance is not feeling so good today, feel free to use a chair. You can use your chair, okay, for balance, or feel free to use the wall. Okay, so we're gonna be moving on to more standing crunches. These are gonna be more like a Pilates style. So we're gonna bring one foot in front of the other, and you're just going to lift. We're gonna do 3 sets of 10. Ready? And we're gonna exhale on the way up. So go with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shake it out. And then we'll go to the other side. Now that you know what to do on this one, I want you to again put your hand on your belly and see if you can feel those abdominal muscles being activated. Ready? Let's go with the left leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Shake it out. And back to the right leg. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Shake it out. And the left leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, last set, both sides. We're going to be doing this in all 4 directions because we want our legs to be strong, and we want to kind of activate everything around, going around our girdle. So, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shake it out. And ready for the left leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, now we're going to be going to the side. So we're going to bring our foot kind of in front of the other one, and we're going to just do a little lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Shake it out. So you should feel that here, and also a little bit here on the side on your obliques. Okay. If you don't feel it, that's okay. I assure you those muscles are in there. Ready? I'm moving to the side a little bit so that way I don't block it, but I guess I can just switch sides here. But I just wanted you to be able to see it. Okay, so I'm going to be doing the left leg. So we're going to be doing, I'll turn it this way so you can see. All right, and now for the left leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Go ahead and switch sides. You don't have to switch sides with your chair. I'm just doing that so you can see me. Okay, ready? Set number 2. 1, oh, I'm popping all over the place. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shake it out and switch sides. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Was that 2 or 3? I think that was 2. I'm going to do one more set. If that was 3, I'll edit it out. Okay, ready for set number 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shake it out and switch sides. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Okay, well, my joints are popping all over the place. They are really liking this. Next, we're going to be doing the inner thigh. Okay, so just going to be standing here. Bring your foot in front of your center line, like in front of your belly button, and you're going to lift with your heel, okay? So your foot's going to be kind of like at an angle, okay? If that's comfortable for you. If not, just make any adjustments that you need to, make it right, make it work for you, okay? If it doesn't feel good, then that's not for you. Ready? We're gonna lift with the heel and kind of go across the body a little bit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, go ahead and switch sides. Bringing it in front of your belly button, lifting with the heel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Go ahead and switch for set number 2. I'm going to call them out now so I don't get lost like I did in the last one. Go ahead and lift from the heel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch sides. Now we're back on the left foot, lifting with the heel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, shake it out. Last set. Set number 3, lifting the right leg from the heel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Shake it out if you need to. Switch sides. We're going to be lifting the left leg for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now, I don't know if you felt that, but that was still working these lower abdominals here. All right, so now we're going to do the back of the leg. Okay, so now we're going to lift the leg straight up. Make sure your pelvis is perfectly in line with either the front of your mat or the front of your chair or the wall or whatever you're doing, okay? If it's your toes, then just look down, make sure your pelvis is facing your toes, okay? We're just gonna lift our leg straight back. So 1, it's not a big lift. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And switching to the left leg, check your alignment, make sure your pelvis is straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shake it out if you need to, and back to the right leg for set number 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Shake it out if you need to. Moving on to the left leg. Still set number 2. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Last set. Shake it out if you need to. Right leg, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Switching over to the left leg for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, good job. You can leave the chair here if you're using a chair, but I want to give you another option. We're going to be doing donkey kicks. So if your knees do not feel like going on the floor, that's totally fine. You can do this standing. If you're using the wall, you're just going to stand on the wall and do the same thing. So I'll show you the standing option first, and then you can choose, then I'll show you the variation on the ground, and you can decide which one is best for you. So we're going to be bending the knee. So I like to put my knees in line with each other, and then we're going to be pushing straight back to the back wall, okay? Pushing with the heel. So your foot So your foot will be flexed, okay? And you're gonna push it. You're gonna be pushing with your heel straight back against the wall, okay? So knees are in alignment with each other, checking your pelvis and flexing the foot. So I'm starting with my right foot and I'm pushing it straight back to the wall. I'll do 3 of these, okay? 1, 2, and you can touch your butt. See if it's being activated. That's what we want, okay? We're just activating the butt. It's not a huge motion, okay? Well, I guess I did more than 3. So that's the standing option. You can do that with the chair or with the wall. If the floor is available to you, you may want to do this on the floor. So I'm on my hands and my knees, okay? My hands are under my elbows are under my shoulders. Knees are right underneath my hips. You can do this with your toes tucked or with your toes flat, whatever feels good to you. I'm going to do it with my right leg being lifted. So I'm going to lift, and again, my foot is flexed, and I'm going to be pushing with my heel. Ready? So I'm going to do mine on the floor. So just follow along with me, whatever variation you decide to do. Go ahead and get into that now. I'll give you a few moments. Okay, I think you should be ready. And let's begin for 1. So I'm just straightening my leg straight back to my other knee, and then pushing back with the heel, nice and slow for 2. 3. 4. You don't have to bring it all the way down. 5. 6. 7, and you can start to lift a little bit higher if it feels okay. 8, 9, and 10. Okay, go ahead and switch sides. We're going to be doing our kicks with the left foot now. So get your foot ready, flex your foot. We're going to be pushing with the heel. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Go ahead and sit back for a few breaths. And let's do it again. We have 2 more sets. Hands right underneath your elbows. Elbows are underneath your shoulders. Ready? Kicking with the right foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switching over to the left foot. Flex your foot, kicking with your heel for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take a few breaths. You can rest however feels good to you. This just feels good to me. I don't know about you, but I have worked up a nice sweat. I have my air conditioner off to not make such a hum while I'm recording, but also because I like to work up a sweat when I am working out. So I remember being in Kung Fu and I was the only one that would get bummed when they would turn on the air conditioner and the fan. I'm like, no, we're supposed to sweat. Okay. Ready? Kicking with the right foot. Flex your foot. Kicking with the heel for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Take a moment to adjust and switch over to your left side for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, really pushing with that heel, and 10. Okay, go ahead and shake that out if you need to. Take a moment to adjust. Now, I don't know if you felt that, but because we were not on all fours anymore, once again, your core had to activate to keep you balanced, okay? So that's another one that was not only good for the butt, but it's also good for the core. Okay, so our next exercise is going to be low plank. Okay, we're gonna hold that for 30 seconds. And then if you want to move in to the more challenging exercise, which will be our forearms, so low plank, and then moving up into high plank and just alternating, okay, low and high plank. If that is difficult for you, you are free to adjust and do it on your knees. My house is not level by any means, so my ball wants to get up and roll away. So let's see, I'm just gonna put it here for now. Stay. So if you have blocks, if you would like to bring the floor closer to you, it might make it a little bit easier. Okay, so you're welcome to use blocks. For me, this just feels a little bit better. In my hands, you're welcome to use your knees. Okay, if you are using the yoga mat and you have sensitive knees, you can always double it up to give yourself more of a cushion, okay? So you can do your plank like this, okay? Just kind of hovering there, okay? Or you can come here, okay? But the exercise is for low plank, okay? So I am having my elbows right underneath my shoulders, okay? My elbows are right under my shoulders and my hands are clasped together like this. So that's what I'm doing here on my mat. So I'm gonna go into the full variation, but you do the one that works for you, okay? So we're gonna hold this for 30 seconds. So go ahead and get into your plank position. My heels, my body is pushing pressure into my heels. So I'm kind of moving back into my heels. So go ahead and breathe. I'm gonna just count quietly. We're almost there. Keep breathing and holding, and bring your knees down to the ground and lower all the way down and take a few moments to rest. Oops, it's kind of rude. It's like I'm turning my face to you. So I'm gonna lay my face this way. It really doesn't matter which way you lay your face, whichever way is comfortable to you. And wiggle your legs left and right, jiggle them out if that feels good to you. My legs just kind of feel good, like when my feet are kind of flopping open to the side. Take a few more breaths here. Okay, get ready for, so if you don't want to do the up and down plank, you are free to repeat the last exercise, but we're going to do this 15 times, up and down. Okay, so up. So starting from the low plank, going into the up position, and then back down to the low plank, that will be 1. So we're going to do that 15 times. Please feel free to do it at your own pace, okay? And make sure you breathe. Okay, so stay with me if you want to, or at your own pace. So I'm gonna get into my plank position. Hope I don't smash my braids when I'm doing this. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whew, I'm struggling. I'm gonna go to my knees. I'm rehabilitating my shoulder. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. One more. And 15. Okay, feel free to take a few moments to breathe. You can wiggle out your legs if you want to. Pat yourself on the back for completing the challenge if you were able to do it. If not, you know what? It's the participation that counts. I can tell you, rehabilitating my shoulder, I have been rehabilitating my shoulder for I don't even know how many years. There were times when I never thought I would be able to do that again. So I'm happy that I almost made it through. Maybe one day I will make it through, but for today, that's where I'm at and I'm okay with that. Okay, so the next one is, okay, we're gonna be doing bridge pose. So we're gonna be doing a couple of variations on bridge pose. This is gonna be the most basic one first, to kind of warm us up into it, and then you can feel free to stay here at that level, or you can advance to the other ones. So just make your way comfortably onto your mat, or a towel, or whatever it is that you're using. Take a few moments. Make any adjustments that you need to, like you might want to tuck your shoulder blades like down, you know, bring your shoulder blades down and in, and then adjust your feet. I like my feet to be a little bit closer to my butt, and I like my feet to be hip distance. Okay, again, those same bony protrusions, that's how wide your feet should be. Unless you have meat in the way, then you just bring it to the spot wherever that works. Okay, and then I like to bring my feet in a little bit closer. So, going to inhale and pressing down into our heels, we're gonna lift. We're gonna hold this for 5 full breaths. Inhaling through the nose and out through the nose. 2. You can place your hands down on your mat. You can place them here on your hips, whatever feels good to you. 4. And 5. Release. I'm going to do one more set here on the floor. We're all going to do it on the floor, and then I will move to the wall. Okay, that'll be our next increase. Actually, we can do it on blocks too. We'll start on blocks and then we'll do the wall. And then we'll move on to the ball. Just take a few more breaths. Inhale, pressing up, pushing down into those heels for 5 breaths. Deep, full yoga breaths. 2. Your knees are going to kind of want to go like this. So, oh, you can't see that. Your knees are going to kind of want to open. So just make sure you're looking at your knees and kind of making sure that they are in alignment with your hip bones, okay? Don't let them splay out like that. I'm going to keep them in alignment with your ankles and your hips. Take one more breath. We're probably over 5, but it's good for you. It's good for me. And exhale, lower down. Okay, you can move around if you need to. That might feel good in the lower back. Might not. If it doesn't, then don't do it. Take a few breaths here. I'm going to move into the block variation. Okay, so I'm going to put my feet up on these blocks. Okay, so I'm going to be doing the same thing that we did before, only it's going to lift me a little bit higher. So I'm just adjusting my blocks to something that feels good for me. Okay, so my hands are still on the floor. And I'm going to lift, really pressing down with my heels, okay? Making sure, like if you're using a block, make sure it's not gonna slip. If it's gonna slip, that's not gonna be good. So if your blocks are not sticking to your mat, don't use them, okay? Ready, inhale, lift. Really pushing those heels into the blocks if you're using them. Holding it for 5 breaths. If you're not using the blocks, then you're repeating this exercise on the ground. Really activating the butt muscle. Making sure your legs don't open. Keeping the knees in alignment with your ankles and your hip bones. Little bony protrusions. Take one more breath here. And lower down. Okay, so if you are on blocks and you want to stay there, please do. I'm moving on to the next variation. I'm showing you all of these so that way you can choose to incorporate different ones on different days. You can work up to something. You can come back to this video whenever you want to. Be like, oh, you know what? I started on the ground and now I'm moving on to blocks. I'm moving on to the wall, whatever. Okay, so this is the wall variation. So you're just going to put your, so your feet are in line with your knee, okay? So in one straight line. So you might have to scoot your bottom closer to the wall, make any adjustments. And then you are going to press into the wall and pressing with your hands and lifting those hips up at an angle. So ready? I'm going to adjust my shoulder blades. Okay, and inhaling and lifting. So if you have painful sit bones, okay, this might be a little bit uncomfortable. Please take care with your neck that you don't get like a hyperflexion in your neck. Okay, so just really taking care, making any adjustments that you need to, making sure it feels good to your body. Listen to your body. If we listen when our body is speaking softly, it doesn't have to scream at us. Take 2 more breaths here and lower down. So that is the wall variation. I'm going to move on to the ball variation. So feel free to stay on the ground, on your blocks, or you can move on to the ball if you have one. This ball is actually, I got this for training my son. So I use it for some exercises, but it's a little bit big for me. So it would be, you don't need to get it as big as this. So let's see, I'm just going to find a spot that works for me. So I'm on the ball. This is going to take a lot of core work to keep me stable, okay? So I'm bringing the ball in closer to my bottom. I'm really digging in with my heels and I'm making sure that my knees do not splay open, okay? My knees are going to stay in line with my ankles and my little bony protrusions of my hips. Okay, so I'm going to take one breath here, inhale and lift up and woo! So my hamstring is cramping. I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to actually roll my legs a little bit and see if my hamstring wants to cooperate. Let's see. Try one more time. Ready? I'm going to inhale, lift. Now that feels better. But this is a lot. Like, if you have a hamstring injury, you definitely don't want to do this. Maybe if I roll the ball out just a little bit. Ooh. So for me, that just does not feel good. So I'm not going to be doing that variation, but that is an option that is available to you. Hold it for 5 and then come down. So everybody's going to be at different levels. My legs are actually a little sore from my workout yesterday, so they're like, no, we're not doing that one. Okay, so now the next one, it would be rolling out the ball. So that's pretty easy. I'm actually a little too close to the wall. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this first part, this is pretty easy, and I think most people could do this if you have a ball. And even if your ball is a lot smaller, like maybe even a medicine ball or like those kids' balls, you know, like that should be fine. Basketball, whatever. I'm just gonna roll it out. Okay. And we'll roll it back in. Rolling it out. This would be the first step, and I think this would be okay for most people. Okay. The next one would be rolling it out. This is more advanced. It's probably not going to feel good for me. And then rolling it back in and coming up, but very briefly. So I can tolerate that. My hamstring's like, okay, I can do that. And it's just one of them. It's just my right hamstring that was like freaking out on the other one. And lifting. So like right there, I felt it. Like it's like, no, don't leave me there. And bringing it back in. But it's okay with like just the press and the release. So it's okay to like, if you have pain, it's okay to meet your pain, say hi, hello, and then have a nice day. So we don't want to invite it in for dinner. We're just like meeting our pain, greeting it like, oh, there you are. There's my discomfort. And then backing off. Discomfort's okay. Pain and pinching, ooh, not so good. I'll do one more. I actually really like this one. This one's really fun. Okay. So, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to roll up. So I'm rolling up out of habit. My sits bones are not bothering me, but that's actually not so good of an idea if you have pain in your sits bones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll over to my side because I'm thinking like, okay, I have had pain in my sits bone in the past. So this is how I would get up if I had pain in my sits bone. So there you go. That's a much better way to get up. Okay, so thank you for watching. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that this brings some relief to your sits bones pain. Oh, I don't know if I'm on camera. That was really fun. I love getting special requests. This was a special request, and I truly appreciate it. Please leave a comment below letting me know if you enjoyed this video, and I will do more videos like this. Thank you so much. Bye, gems.